So what interest would the United States have in the ruin of the Arab peoples of Libya, Egypt, Syria? Let's just stick with Syria and Egypt right now. Well, America has this crazy love affair with Israel, or occupied Palestine. I don't know where this comes from. I don't know why it is that America always has to support Israel, most of the times over its own interests, even when Israel had been openly hostile to America. And I'll mention that in another video. I have mentioned it in previous videos and gone into detail about it. Wouldn't it be bad for Israel if these Salafis and the Muslim Brotherhood took over Egypt and Syria? Well, let's look at what happened in Egypt. You had the, well, now you have the endemic rape of Coptic women. Coptics make up 10%, and I want to get something straight for the Americans. The Coptics and the Antiochian in Syria of Egypt, and the Coptics of Syria and the Coptics of Egypt are the indigenous people. They are the indigenous form of Christianity before the existence of Christianity, before the English were Christian. They were Christian. These are the earliest communities. The earliest centers of authority for Christianity were Antioch and Alexandria. But now they have majority Muslim populations, but still sizable minorities of Christians. Well, Mubarak ruled Egypt for something like 30 years, and he had a standing army that could fly fighter jets and tanks, and his generals knew tactics. They're tacticians and very educated in warfare had they needed to go to war. And they supported the Palestinian people in both intifadas. And Egypt has historically supported the Palestinians and even had gotten into several wars with Israel over the last since Israel's inception in 1947, I believe it was, or maybe 49, and have fought for the Palestinian people. So now you have thugs from Saudi Arabia, or that are supported from Saudi Arabia and Qatar, and most of these people, they're not rebels, they're mujahideen, rise up. And the Coptic and regular people of Egypt also rose up against Mubarak mostly in peaceful protest, because they thought, oh, it's going to bring about this new government. Well, the Salafi, or the mujahideen, grabbed power and systematically started to destroy Egypt. And now it's gotten to the point where the regular people have to rise, are overthrowing this new regime along with the police and the military, because they're these mujahideen that are empowered just raping and killing. Had they been successful, I mean, these are thugs with AK-47s. Israel invades Palestine again. Well, it's already invaded Palestine. If it tries to take more territory, who's there to counter Israeli aggression? Now, Israel and the United States are backing extremist Salafis, extremist Wahhabists, whatever you want to call these people. They're not rebels. Many of them are outsiders from other countries. This always happens with these Sunni extremists. And I'm not blaming all Sunnis, but they'll pour in from other countries, just as we've seen in Iraq and in Afghanistan. They're from Chechnya, they're from Bosnia, they're from North Africa, they're from Central Africa, they're from Indonesia, they're from Pakistan, they're from all all the other countries. They pour in, and Assad, his father, and historically the Syrian government and the Ba'athist Party have also supported the rights of the Palestinian people. Again, you throw a country into turmoil. Can these mujahideen, do they know how to fly fighter jets? No, they've already executed those people. Do they know about, are they great tacticians of how to fight, you know, warfare on the battlefield? No, they know how to disrupt things and turn it into chaos. Do they have any, are they strategists? No. The Arab Spring is not a spring, and it's not for Arabs. It's a plague. It's the extremist spring. The United States of America has trained, I mean, this is documented, trained extremists in Libya to go and destroy Syria, which has many beautiful minorities that all live together. And, you know, women don't have to cover their hair. It's not an extremist state. It's women have relative freedom. So do the Chalcedonian Syriacs, known as Antiochian, the Miaphysite Syriac. These are both Eastern Orthodox churches. The latter being part of the Oriental Confederation. There are Maronites, there are Melkites. And Maronites and Melkites are in union with Rome, but they're still an indigenous people, as well as some Protestant groups. But there's only thousands of them, unlike the 1.1 million Antiochians, also known as Chalcedonian Syriac Orthodox, and the 700,000 Miaphysite Syriac Orthodox under the Orientals. America and Israel has been supporting these Wahhabists, Salafists, the Muslim Brotherhood, whatever you want to call them, these ones that want to bring about extremely brutal laws. I mean, again, I ask, how many Saudi Arabias do you want? And I will, please go to this video. I'll put a link to it. I'm going to create it where you can see these quote-unquote rebels, as they call them, wearing the black flag of Islam. Islam has two flags, the white and the black. The white is for peace, the black is for war. It's the most extremist elements that use this. See, they're not for the Syrian nation. They want to break down the borders and have this internationalist empire of Islamic rule, a throwback. And again, I don't even think historically that ever existed. I can make a good argument that these barbaric laws that they set forth is what they interpret as Sharia, and this crazy Islamic State could not exist before. That historically the Muslims did not act like this. The Taliban have used it. Those who beheaded whose name is Nick Berg in Iraq had this, and it's a black flag, and it's got the Arabic letters. It's basically the flag of Saudi Arabia without the sword, and not green but black. And these are the Mujahideen fighters. And they target Christians. They target churches. They'll target the Alawis. They'll target the Druze. They'll target the Yazidis. But mainly, the ones that stand out the most are the Christians. And anybody says, oh, you have a persecution complex. Bullshit. When it irritates me when evangelical Christians say, oh, the United States is persecuting us, the secularists is not. No, the United States is persecuting the Orthodox Christians, those who live in Syria and Palestine and Egypt, that aren't American citizens. That America, I mean, it's ridiculous. They make the lives of Arabs hell, and it's not just Christians. It's anyone who is not a radical, psychotic Sunni extremist. It's disgusting. I mean, Muqtada al-Sadr, he was Shia. He was an extremist, though, even though he was Shia. but he was an extremist. He fought alongside the United States until their goals conflicted, and then they fought against them. I mean, does America not realize that this is going to happen again? Oh, well, we'll help out these Islamic extremists, but they'll take the help until America's not needed anymore, and then America becomes the target. And I'll end here, and I'm going to make a second video. Stick with Syria and Egypt right now. Well, America has this crazy love affair with Israel, or occupied Palestine. Egypt and Syria. Well, let's look at what happened in Egypt. You had now you have the endemic rate openly hostile to America, and I'll mention that in another video. I have mentioned it in previous videos and gone in detail about it. Wouldn't it be bad for Israel if these Salafis and the Muslim Brotherhood took over? So what interest would the United States have in the ruin of the Arab peoples of Libya, Egypt, Syria? Let's just, I don't know where this comes from. I don't know why it is that America always has to support Israel, most of the times over its own interests, even when Israel had been